did it go?
How was the most rewarding? It was a two-part question.
Yeah, and the most rewarding part of your marriage. I think the most rewarding is the things we've accomplished together. I think our kids. I think our teamwork, how we just kind of like, we want something, we talk about it, we go for it, and most of the time we get it. So I would say that's the most rewarding.
I think it's definitely our children. Like I said, it probably sounds like cliche or scripted, but it's like, yeah, I think we've worked hard, we've established ourselves, and it's like to be able to have children and raise them the way we do, to raise them where we live. Like I always tell people, like, man, I'm like,
and we planned our trip.
Yeah, like our first house is like, this is our first house. You know what I mean? Like our kids are. Even that though is like we have so many bigger visions, and it's like I look at like how blessed they are to come up with like not like a struggling time. It's like they've literally entered life in this just established place. So yeah. I think the fruits of our labor basically. So we worked hard, but we've always said that it's like, yo, we're gonna grind in our 20s and do this in our 30s, and even by 40.
And her serious question is, how do you manage your morning routine with 3 kids? Okay. So when I actually have help, it's terrible. It's just because usually when I'm home by myself with them, what I do is I get myself ready, and then I'll feed Alva and Simone. I'll usually feed them, then have them come back upstairs, do their hair, get them dressed, all that good stuff. And then once they're dressed, I go and get the baby ready. And then, we slowly, very slowly get out the house, very slowly get in the car, and then we drive to daycare. When Kurt's home, it's sort of like he'll help where he can, and because he can't really finish each child because of their hair or their outfits, whatever it is, it's like now I'm like, okay, let me get myself ready, and then let me go after this one, that one, whatever. So, so when I do it by myself, it's more structured, but that's because I'm used to doing it that way. If he's home, all hell breaks loose. I'll probably be yelling from the point we get up until we get to daycare. Then I feel bad, I'll apologize, we'll give hugs, whatever. But yeah, it gets hectic. Growing up with 2 different cultural backgrounds, what effects did that have on you both in a relationship? So it's like 3 parts, but we'll do that first. You go first.
I guess for one, in a lot of aspects, you can't relate. Like, I guess you say culture, but
I think ours is not really culture. I think it's our upbringing.
I think it's just the backgrounds, backgrounds, even like I say, even like where we're from, how your life started compared to how my life started, where we started at. Like I said, I'm from North Philadelphia. I mean, you're from a country. I don't know how long you've been. Well, of course, you're from a country, but you know what I mean? Like, wherever you're from, I don't know how much that affected you or how much you remember of it, but like I grew up in poverty. Like, to start, of course, it got better and better. Not of course, but we were fortunate that it got better and better as time went on. So it's just a lot of things we just can't relate to.
Yeah, but I think ours is, when we came here, you might as well say it was starting from scratch.
Right.
So I think we just didn't know. A lot of things that my parents had to go through, I didn't know until maybe 2-3 years ago. So I think it was, I think it comes from the way we were raised. And like he said, it wasn't, the country, I can't say it was like a
third world country or
no, it wasn't. But it was definitely, the opportunities were limited. So that's why, my parents, our family moved here. And basically moved here for the American dream. And I think they've got it. Majority of our family. So, I think it does. I don't really think we really experienced a lot of cultural differences.
I think you lose more dating out of it. Not lose. Okay, like just me and Joe talk about this all the time. How because you got to think about Joe. Joe is mixed. His wife is white. Right. So same here. Besides, I'm not mixed. But it might be on a small level. Like, you can't quote every line from Friday.
Okay, so I guess it's a different. No, I thought I was looking at more like a serious matter, like
in a serious matter.
But no, in a serious matter, I think, to us in my family, it was like there's no such thing as marrying outside of your race, your religion. Like,
right?
You know, it's supposed to be Jewish, so I think that was like a cultural shock to my family, not really to me.
Right. Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you just lose a lot dating out your. You lose a lot dating outside your culture. It's like you have to adjust. Like, where it's like, okay, if you just married somebody within your culture, there would be things that wouldn't have to be explained. There would be similarities of what you believe. There would be so like, okay, you know, I'm not superstitious.
Right.
You grew up under. Don't put your keys on the table. Don't shake somebody's hand in the doorway. Where it's like, for me, it's like, all right, no disrespect, but I'm like, oh, that sounds stupid. Like, I don't look at it that way. So, you know, you just lose in so many ways, like, cultural stuff. Like, it's just things you can't relate to. It's things you can't relate to, things I can't relate to for you.
Right.
So I just feel like you lose so much dating outside your culture.
I think you lose it by...
Like, you lose that ability to relate with someone. Like, we relate in our own ways, but we don't culture relate every way. Right. I'm just learning your culture and you're learning mine. So that's like when we were younger or whatever, how we used to go to my family events and your family events, like a wedding. If you went to a wedding from my family, it would be, a much different than the weddings we go to. But you're like, when I go to the weddings on your side, it's like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, this journey is like a lot is going on, like a lot of tradition, a lot of.
So how did you overcome? So it's not really challenges.
How do you overcome the challenges? I think you just accept it. It's not really nothing to overcome. You just accept that if you're going to decide to date outside your culture, you're going to be dating something different.
Yeah.
If you're going to marry outside your culture, you'll be married to something different. It's not going to be, and I'm not going to. It's like you're not going to transform into something of my culture.
Yeah, I think I think where people fail is their expectations are different than what reality is.
Right.
So I think that's probably what the answer to that would be. What are some things you'll pass on to your kids to keep their culture alive? I think for my side, I think they're around my family a lot, so I don't think it's anything specific I would have to pass it on. I think if it is anything, it would just kind of be their norm. I don't think I would have to go out of my way to instill something in them, I should say. So those things that he's saying, they'd probably be aware of, like, don't pass the salt to someone over the table, or don't put your keys on the table, or don't shake your hands, whatever. But as far as cultural, I think I kind of left that when I just like went outside the norm.
I don't think it would be. Yeah, culture is like a word, but I think we both sides of our family definitely have strong family values, and to even bring it in tighter than family, just your immediate family, like the bond with my brothers. That's something my mom always taught us. Is just your brothers are your brothers. Like, that's all you got. When everybody else won't be there, your brothers. So it's like, don't matter how different we become, how far we stray from each other, like, my brothers will always be the people that I call when I know I'm down and out. They'll always be there for me no matter what we're going through, anything like that. It's like, I think that's the main thing I want for the girls, which I automatically think that's going to be, is just your sisters. You know what I mean? Your sisters are all you have. Like, that's, if outside of me and you, your sisters are who you go to first. Your sisters will always be there for you. Your sisters will just, that's your strength. You know what I mean? So it's like, not necessarily culture, I guess, just morals or beliefs. I don't know. I just want them to really, really take that. Like, your sisters are all you have. I want Ava to, or our oldest, like, yo, you're the big sister. Like, you have to protect your sisters, be there for your sisters. I just want them always to back each other up, be there for each other, look out after each other, pick each other up when they're down, encourage each other, build them up in every single way possible. Like the other day, that's why I was so mad when she tripped it the other day. It's like, the freak, like, that's your sister. Like, you don't do that. So I think we really nailed down on, like, yeah. Like, yo, you have to stop this fine. We'll just use that. But yeah, that's the main thing I want them to take culturally. I don't know. It's not necessarily culture. But yeah, that's the main thing I want my children to learn and embrace and take on. So,
which kid is most like who?
I think they're all like you. No.
I think
Amelia is most like me.
Well, we don't know yet.
You can't tell.
The verdict is still out.
I think her just whatever personality we're getting, it seems like it's matching more compared to them as children. It's compared to Ava and Simone as babies. From what we're getting from Amelia, it seems like she's more going to be like me. But I think Ava is definitely like you. Sometimes it's like annoying because they're very like independent kids. My kids don't want help with anything. They don't want you to help them zip up their jacket, take off their shoes, and it's like sometimes it's like it's okay to say you need help. Like if one of them is struggling, and it would be easier for me to just go ahead and just help you out, but they won't ask for help. If you try to help them, they'll give you the biggest fight. Like, no, I got it. So that's just like her. Like, she's not big on help. She's not like, she'll get it done by herself. When sometimes it'll be easier just to say, yo, like, whatever, like, ask for some help, or just say you need my help. Whereas like, that's just.
So they look like him, but they're like me.
Yeah, so which I guess we look at, I don't think she looks at help as weak, but it's like, if you can do it from your own, do it on your own. Whereas like,
I think for me, it's, I need to know I can do it myself.
right.
And once I know that, it's like, well, why ask for help if I can do it myself?
Right.
Where
and
you're
I think that's where you clash. I think it's where it's like, it's nothing, I'm like, it's nothing wrong with asking for help. I don't have it. To me, I look at it like that's kind of like ego. Whereas like, I'm not saying it's wrong. It is who you are. But for me, it would be like, yo, you could have just said, yo, give me a hand. Because I look at things more like family or, like if this is a person that I know, it's like, it'd be easier. If it's 12 bags outside, it's easier for you to grab 6 than me to grab 6. You would rather just try and carry the 12.
No.
Me is like, like, no, common sense would say, this is my friend.
But I think it comes from, and I don't know where it comes from, but I talk to Asia about this all the time. To me, it's like, I don't know if it was something I was born with. I was never taught to, like, my parents sometimes ask me, like, do you need help with anything, whatever. And I'm like, no. Why? Like, I'm an adult. Why am I going to ask another adult for help? That's my outlook on it. Which, yeah, it's nothing wrong with it. I want my kids to come and ask me for help if they need help with something. What?
The weird part is, like, you won't ask for help. But I know if the kids, like, okay, that's like if our kids grow up, I know if the kids said, I need your help, you would jump.
Absolutely, but I also don't think I don't think my kids are ever gonna have to ask for help, because I don't think I'm ever gonna stop helping my kids. Like, I see how my parents are with us now, so right. I think I've never had to ask for help in my life from growing up, no matter what my parents or family, whatever anybody was going through. Right. So I think I took that as an adult, and it's like, if somebody wants to help you,
they'll just do it.
They're gonna help you without you asking. Like,
right.
if that's just what they want to do, or if that's what they can do, whatever. So I just feel like, why ask for it? If you want to help me, come in and help me. If you don't, I'm not going to come ask unless, I don't know if I've ever asked for help, but like, I might be annoyed or maybe tired and then ask for help or something. But to say I've ever needed it, and I've always said, like, even when we were buying this house, something like, I was like, people, I don't understand how people lose, and God forbid, but I don't understand how people lose their houses, because I'll work at McDonald's. Like, I'm not gonna, before I ask anybody for anything, I'm gonna exhaust all my options. So I do like that, that our kids have that in them, because I think they'll be kind of the same way. Like, I'm gonna make it happen one way or another. And then you gotta think of it as, if say something was to happen to him tomorrow, or whether he would have a job, whatever, like, I can't depend on another human being, because they're not promised, basically. So that's, yeah. But yeah, all right, so to sum it up, is they're like me. Amelia's like, I don't know, we can't tell yet. She's only one. So but yeah. But I also think maybe Amelia is a little different because you've been here from day one with her.
That's true.
So I think that may be that's the difference between them.
I mean, I think they show ways.
What?
I think they're mainly like you, but I think you might catch a glimpse of me, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, depending on, I think it all depends on, I don't know. It just all depends on the situation. I don't know. Like, even like emotion, like I got a lot of emotions, even though I'm a man, but yeah, I think my mom gave me majority. I got like my mom emotions, you know what I mean? Where it's like I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm real genuine. So it's like, I feel like they show that sometimes. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I was a sensitive kid too. I just learned to.
Whatever.
I think that's where I used to cry every time my dad would yell at me. I see like real, like how Ava gets like real, like what the heck do I do? They're like me. Amelia may be like him. We don't know. Okay, let's see. What advice could you give young couples? Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I'll go first.
Yeah, go first.
I think before you get into a relationship, you need to love yourself. I think you need to know what you want out of a relationship, what you want from another human being to bring to your table. I think you can't ask for what you can't offer. Like, I can't say, I need you to come in here with a business plan and I need you to come take care of me and I can't even take care of myself. So I think people nowadays, I'm seeing more and more of is everybody's looking for somebody that has more than them. And to me, I'm like, well, the same way they came with that, they could leave with that. And then what? You never found yourself. You never had your own path. Like, you never learned to survive by yourself. And even though we started life together, I think like that's why it goes back to him trucking. I think during that time, for me personally, I think I found a lot of, like I kind of fell in love with myself, by myself.
I think definitely that you're not going to find the perfect person. I think that was one of the main things, or a great lesson we learned with each other, is like, you're not going to go into a relationship perfect, but you do have to find certain standards and a good foundation of a person that you know can be molded into not always what you want, but you know what you need. So I think that's like the core of what it's like. You have to have standards, and you have to find a person with that foundation to the most that match your standards. Because like I said, the relationship won't be perfect, the marriage won't be perfect. You'll never even grow into a perfect relationship or perfect marriage, but you can strive for that. You know, you can work towards becoming a decent marriage, a decent relationship, a decent couple, whichever stage you're in, but you'll never enter it perfectly. Like, you'll never enter it with a perfect person. You won't be perfect, she won't be perfect. I tell people at my job all the time, it's like, bend where you can, but don't break. But the key to a relationship is compromising. You have to compromise. Where you can bend, you bend. Where you can give, you give. But make sure you don't break or lose yourself. You know what I mean? Because then that would kind of just be it. But it's like some people just get relationships and then they're just unyielding to nothing. Like, nah, this is me. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't work that way. It's like you have to.
It's two completely different people coming together. So
you have to give and take, I guess. Like, give where you can, take what you try to fit in. Yeah. But like I said, they always say it works like hands. And it's like, try to find somebody who's strong where you're weak, and vice versa. It's like you have to, and it's hard to analyze that, especially if you young couples, but you gotta like try your best and you gotta be true to yourself. If you're not true to yourself, you won't find those things in a person. But if you, like I said, if you're really true to yourself, you analyze yourself, if you're your toughest critic, it's like you'll know what you need.
You have to be honest with yourself first.
Right.
And then everything else flows.
Right. I think
and communication.
One advice. I think communication is key for a relationship. On anything, on any level, on any situation, talk. Whatever you're going through, talk. Anything you want, talk. Communication is literally everything in a relationship. Express how you feel. Arguments, you know what I mean? We learn so much in arguments, like I said, even though we don't discuss them afterwards. Like I said, if you're yelling at the top of your lungs, even though we're yelling, even though we're going back and forth, I still hear you. Don't matter how you say it, I still hear you. And it's like, we don't need to talk about it, because if you're expressing it, no matter how you're expressing it, if I can compromise, I'll compromise. You know, if I can change something, I'll change it. If it's not going to kill me, if it's not going to hurt me, then why not give it a try? If it's going to make you happier, why not give it a try? And vice versa again. So, yeah, talk, communicate, have standards. Don't lose yourself.
And I think that's the last one. Why do you think there aren't more marriages like yours? And Francis says that's a cocky question. Okay, I think because people rather pretend it's fixed than actually fix it. And we actually, did we do it on here? I don't know. I don't know if we talked about it before we filmed, but I was just saying that I did say on camera. We argue about something and then we automatically start trying to fix it. So without time going by, without, we're fixing the problem. Why I think a lot of people, they'll blow up, they'll have an argument, they won't conclude the argument, and they'll brush it under the rug. Tomorrow they wake up, everything's good, and then the same problem repeats itself every so often. And eventually, that's how I think people grow apart, because it's, okay, one argument, we didn't fix it, two arguments, we didn't, so on and so forth. So that's just my personal opinion. And I think maybe we come from both of our families, both of our parents are, we've grown up in a married household. So to us, it's just the norm. It's kind of like, I think a lot of people nowadays get married just to say they got married without really knowing the meaning or knowing what it's like to be married, or they've never seen it. So when they try to do the right thing, that they feel like they're doing the right thing, they don't necessarily have the tools to move forward, or when a problem arises, they don't know how to handle it. So, or they come from bad marriages where people were married just for the kids, or they were just, you do your thing, I do my thing, we come back home together, or into our family together. So that's just my take on it.
I would say marriages are unique. There shouldn't be a marriage like yours, in a way, but then in a way not. So marriages are unique. I think ours is unique. Definitely big shout out to both our parents, because like I said, growing up in a married household definitely makes a difference. I know my parents were very open about real life stuff, not just the good side of marriage, the struggling side of marriage, mostly when I got older, but the tough times, what we went through. Like my mom just sharing old stories around this time, things you would have just never known as a kid. It's like, dang, that's crazy. So it's like just being open and transparent. Something I would definitely love to do with our children, so they know the truth about relationships, about marriage, about love. It's not always a pretty thing. So yeah, I don't know. Just like I said, being real. If you're real about it, then you'll get real results. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, whatever. But you'll get real results. And if you really, really want to be with somebody, you'll be with them. And if you love somebody, you won't hurt them. And you'll try your best to avoid things like that. And I don't know.
So yeah, this is our first real sit-down vlog.
This is our more serious.
Yeah.
So I just feel like no one wants to. This would be more for people in relationships, real life issues, married people.
But I think we're still at the getting to know each other process.
Yeah, I think vlogging chemistry and trying to figure out
who we are and why they should watch us.
That's true. But I definitely that's why I'll try to post. And I know I post a little more than her, but I think it's because I work overnight. I'm here in the morning. She does her thing in the morning, then goes to work, and then does all her stuff when she gets in with the kids. I'm asleep. So it's like when I get off work, I got a little bit of time. I'll create a video just to keep the vlog active. So
if you guys want to see anything specific or ask anything specific, feel free to let us know, because we're just still trying to get into the flow of things and see how we want to do it.
Right.
My thought was to do like a sit down vlog once a week, and then do like a day in our life once a week, and then
events, trips.
Yeah, and then like once
stuff.
a week, just like something fun, going out somewhere or doing something with the kids, whatever. So yeah, let us know, and I hope you learned some stuff from us, and I hope some of it is useful. And
Wait, how do we get them involved?
you can answer the same question in the comments.
Yeah, because we're not like popular, so we definitely would.
Share your stories, share your struggles, share your ups, your goals. Yeah. That's it.
And we love to hear it, love to reply, love to listen. And if it's a matter of you want advice or opinion, then
you can inbox us.
Yeah.
For a small fee. Just kidding.
I definitely love to talk to some people. So if anything, yeah, I'm definitely down to talk. Like I said, I'm always down to talk about real stuff. So time to play 2K.
That's it.